A crawler transporter carries the space vehicle and its launch umbilical tower to the launch pad. When all of the preparations have been completed, the final objective, the journey to the moon, will be attempted. The Saturn V is a three-stage vehicle. It has a booster thrust of 7.5 million pounds, enough power to put 80 Mercury capsules in orbit, or to send the equivalent weight of 2 freight cars to the moon. After liftoff, the second stage ignites. Immediately after this, the launch escape system is jettisoned. Now the third stage places the spacecraft in an Earth parking orbit. Once this is accomplished, the third stage shuts down. At this position in the Earth orbit, the third stage engine reignites, propelling the spacecraft into a lunar trajectory. The Apollo spacecraft consists of 3 modules. The command module is the basic unit of the spacecraft. It carries 3 astronauts, houses the life support system, guidance system, and the navigation and communication system. The service module carries a propulsion engine for trans-lunar flight. The Lunar Excursion Module is the only portion of the spacecraft that will land on the moon. This is the moon, man's first stop on his way to explore our solar system. To get there and return successfully before 1970 is the primary objective of NASA's Project Apollo. A project that represents the greatest, most intricate mobilization of government, science, and industry ever attempted outside of war. An immense scientific program in which the United States will invest some $20 billion before it is achieved. En route, the crew will have many tasks to perform. If mid-course corrections are necessary, they will fire the service engine, putting their spacecraft on the proper trajectory. Their journey to the moon will take 3 days. The astronauts will use the propulsion system in the service module to slow down to lunar capture speed. They will enter a circular orbit, approximately 100 nautical miles above the moon's surface. Sometime later, 2 of the men will crawl into the Lunar Excursion Module, known as the LEM. When all is ready, they will detach the LEM from the command and service modules. The command and service modules remain in lunar orbit. Now they make their approach, positioning their craft in the proper landing attitude. First, they will make a reconnaissance pass. If If all looks well, they will start their actual landing approach. The rate of descent and flight path will be carefully controlled. Before either of them sets foot on the moon, the LEM will be prepared for relaunching. Their pre-launch checkoff list will be monitored by the third astronaut left in lunar orbit. On the moon, the two astronauts will photograph and sample the lunar surface. Apparatus will be left behind to transmit scientific data back to the Earth. All told, the astronauts will explore the moon for about 1 day. When the time comes to leave, they will fire the liftoff engine, leaving the base of the module and all unnecessary equipment behind. Their launch must be timed to permit rendezvous with the command module. Docking, the two explorers return to the command module. Once inside, they will detach the LEM, leaving it in lunar orbit. When everything checks out, the astronauts will fire the service module for the return trip to Earth. Before entering the Earth's atmosphere, the astronauts jettison the service module and prepare the command module for re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Parachutes will now gently lower the command module.